Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we are going to deconstruct the perfect argumentative essay. First, we're going to build the standard formula. You know, the one that always works. Then, I'm going to let you in on the secrets of a top-scoring essay that basically threw that rulebook right out the window.
So, here's our game plan. We'll kick things off by figuring out what the essay question is even asking. Then, we'll walk through that classic 4-paragraph formula. After that, we get to the fun part, pitting formula against finesse and uncovering the secrets of a truly standout essay, before we wrap it all up with the key takeaways.
Oh yeah, we've all been there, right? That blinking cursor just mocking you. But what if I told you there's a blueprint, a structure you can lean on every single time to get you off the starting blocks and into the race?
Okay, first things first. You have to know what you're up against. You got to understand the task itself. The good news is, most essay questions you'll ever face fall into just a handful of common categories. And honestly, nailing this part is half the battle.
You'll see these all the time. Problem solution, agree, disagree, cause and effect. Recognizing which type of question you're dealing with is absolutely your first move. Why? Because it tells you exactly what kind of structure the examiner is expecting to see.
All right, let's dive into it. This is the good old reliable 4-paragraph formula. It works like a charm for pretty much any of those essay types we just looked at. Seriously, think of it as your universal key.
It's clean, it's logical, and you know what? It's safe. You kick things off with an intro that sets the scene and clearly states your opinion. Then you follow that up with 2 body paragraphs, each one tackling a different main point. And to finish, you wrap it all up with a neat conclusion that summarizes everything and leaves the reader with a final thought. It's a solid bet that will always check the boxes.
So let's see this formula in action with an essay about obesity. This intro is a perfect example. It lays out the context, obesity is on the rise, and then boom, it clearly states the writer's argument. The government has to step up. There's zero confusion here, just a crystal clear roadmap for the reader.
And see how this quote from a body paragraph directly backs up that argument? The writer points the finger at government inaction and the food industry, which builds the case they promised in the introduction. Yeah, it's formulaic, but you can't deny it's effective.
So you've got the formula down. It's a solid, dependable approach. But what if I told you that the very best essays, the ones that really truly shine, sometimes break those rules?
I mean, put yourself in the examiner's shoes for a second. Imagine reading dozens and dozens of essays that all follow the exact same structure. Anything with a little flair, a little finesse, is going to jump right off the page. So let's look at an essay that breaks the mold but still gets a top score and figure out what makes it so darn good.
Now, check out this intro from an essay about prisons. Notice what it doesn't do? It doesn't come out swinging with a strong opinion. Instead, it does something really clever. It sets up the common arguments, these generally accepted beliefs, that it's about to take apart piece by piece.
So on the left, you've got the standard formula. It's direct, it's to the point, but this rebel essay on the right, it creates suspense. It presents the common wisdom first, pulling you in before it reveals its powerful counterargument. It's just a way more sophisticated way to play the game.
Okay, now let's get into the good stuff. Let's break down the specific techniques that make this rebel essay so powerful and persuasive. I'm going to share 4 key secrets that really set it apart.
Secret number 1, it frames the whole argument as a fight. It's not just laying out a point of view, it's pitting common opinion against cold, hard evidence, and that is immediately way more interesting.
This creates this really powerful dynamic. Instead of just listing reasons for an argument, it sets up a conflict. Like, okay, here's what everybody thinks, but let me show you what the facts actually say. The reader is totally hooked, just waiting to see how the writer is going to prove everyone wrong.
All right, secret number 2. Every single point has a consequence. It always passes the so what test. You know, that little question every reader is silently asking?
This right here is a perfect example. It doesn't just state a fact, like ex-convicts have trouble finding work, it connects that fact to a direct consequence. So they often feel they have no choice but to reoffend. That little so what detail makes the argument so much stronger and way more meaningful.
Secret number 3, it ends with a challenge, not just a boring summary. It actually leaves the reader thinking, which makes the whole essay way more memorable.
See, this conclusion doesn't just rehash old points, it throws down a gauntlet. It creates this sense of urgency, of importance, and that makes the entire essay stick in your head long after you're done reading. Now that's impact.
And finally, secret number 4. Now this one's a bit more subtle, but it's a super effective technique. It uses formal language to build authority, and specifically it does this by turning actions into solid concepts.
Look at the transformation here. Instead of saying, prison defends society, it says prison is a social defense. Instead of saying, they lose their freedom, it's their loss of freedom. This little trick of turning verbs into nouns makes the writing feel more academic and weighty, and it seriously amps up its persuasive power.
Okay, so let's pull all of this together. Let's build a new, more powerful checklist for writing something that's not just correct, but truly persuasive.
Here's the most important takeaway. You don't have to choose between the formula and finesse. The real goal is to combine the solid, reliable structure of the formula with the engaging, persuasive techniques of that rebel essay. So yeah, start with a solid plan, but always make sure you're answering that so what question, and you're ending with a really powerful final thought.
So, the real question is, will you just follow the rules or will you master them? Because that right there is the difference between a good essay and a great one.